my special guest is Petra Keane Williams, General Manager, Human Resource Management and Administration. Petra Keane, how are you this afternoon?
I'm great, Vernon. How are you doing?
Yes, how about the challenges at the beginning? It's great to have you. And you have divorced me, but you're still looking good. I haven't seen you for a very long time.
Oh, thank you. And it's good to be back. Nice to talking to you again. And to all your listeners, of course.
Right, good to have you. No, you're working for an organization which is a career organization. You're mashing up the transportation system. I hear you're chasing the taxi drivers, and it is your fault why persons have died. How do you answer?
Well, the Transport Authority does not have any policies, guidelines, or
Mm,
systems that promote chasing or blocking of vehicles during our public transportation
yes.
operation. In fact, the Transport Authority has done a lot of work over the past few years to fix that image and to correct that concept. What
Yes.
we do, we have operations teams that are deployed to various sections across the island of Jamaica to ensure that public transportation is operated effectively. We have worked on training our teams. We have
Yes.
a no chasing, no blocking policy, which has been enforced strictly for several years now. And we have also sought to empower teams to understand different ways of enforcement.
Mhm.
So, for example, our newest inspectors were trained at Caribbean Maritime Institute or university rather, and we have a number of systems in place to ensure that our operatives operate in a particular case or way. Now, when we talk about the issue of the children who died, it's very sad that something like that could happen, and for us to be linked to that incident in such a way is very troubling for us at the Transport Authority. And we have done our investigations. We've started our investigations. Initial investigations have revealed that our team was not chasing or blocking during the incident. In fact, earlier in the day, the
Don't let
team
me
was
have to laugh. So you're telling me that lie has circulated the earth quite a few times?
It has been circulated, and I think if you listen to the police report, the
I heard
police
it,
report,
but I'm going to
both
shock you.
ACP Mackenzie and
Yes.
the other officers who reported said that they did not speak to that matter at all. In terms of confirming that something of that nature had happened, they
Yes.
spoke to speeding, an illegally operated public passenger vehicle that was speeding and entered into an accident and caused the death of two young people.
But let me ask you something. Is that unusual in terms of speeding and causing accident? I have suffered twice at the hands of these people. So is it something unusual? You have to
No, it
chase
is.
them. You have to chase them for them to have an accident. You have to chase them for somebody to die.
No, the Transport Authority, as I said, Vernon, we do not chase and block. That's not a
No,
part
but
of
I'm
our
just saying
current
to you with what is
operating
happening on our roads.
procedures.
You're not
Yes,
chasing them,
right.
but, and yet they are hitting in a sense that since people are losing their lives. I see the accidents on a daily basis. So how come the Transportation Authority get into the middle of this? I would love to
Okay,
know.
and
Can you tell
I
me?
would love the opportunity to explain.
Yes, I
So
want to
earlier
hear.
that day, our team was dispatched to Maypen to do a patrol in
Yes.
Maypen, and they were on patrol. They observed the unit, the vehicle, the Subaru, operating in Maypen. They signaled for the operator to stop. The operator did not stop.
That is expected.
They followed him to one of the stoplights and realized that the operator was driving recklessly because he broke the stoplight and was making various unsafe maneuvers.
Really?
The team then noted the information for the vehicle and proceeded on to continue their patrol of Maypen. After they had completed the patrol of Maypen, they were heading along Bustamante Highway and they observed an accident. Police officers are a part of our team and they also were a part of the unit. So they asked for the team to turn back so that they could see what had observed, what had happened. Hence, our team came out and was giving assistance to those young people who were in the accident. They even helped to lift some of the persons.
I didn't hear that
So
in the news.
no, but you see, this is it, Vernon. And so That is part of what happens sometimes when there are these instances.
Yes,
People are concerned, they are troubled, it's trauma, it's crisis, and people respond in a way based on what they see. Sometimes it's not necessarily what it is,
right.
and hence why we need to investigate these matters.
Mm.
This is just a preliminary report. Our investigations continue. We have a unit now, and that's why I'm saying we have done a lot at the Transport Authority. We now have an investigations department that does its own independent investigation of these matters. They are currently reviewing the matter further. And of course, as soon as that process is complete and the police investigations is complete, then we will have a final report. But based on where our unit was at the time of the accident, it did not seem that we were actually involved in the manner that people thought we were. Rather, we were seeking to assist at the time of the incident.
But you know what I find very funny though? That many of us, including people in media and intelligent people, what we should ask ourselves is if they were stopped or if the driver was stopped, why didn't he stop? All we seem to be concentrating on, oh, they were being chased. That is because of the chase why two students got killed. Why are we not saying it's because they refuse to stop? I'm just telling you the kind of narrative out there and we don't realize it. But what we are doing, we're encouraging nastiness, we're encouraging discipline. And I know that you have done quite a bit to improve things on ours. And I tell you, this is my personal opinion. If a gunman or if it is the police has reasonable cause to believe that there are gunmen in a car, mark you, they have to be careful of if you're in a crowded area, one has to be careful. But don't tell me that the police don't have a right to chase that man, because guess what? If they chase that car and deal with those criminals, we might prevent them from killing 4, 5, or 6 more persons. So this idea of no chase, and I thought you about the police. No, what I say, if you're going to chase, you must be careful. So what we must tell the police, when somebody is doing something wrong, when you say police just run and you get away, no, no thank you, no think so. So those who are pushing for no chase, I must say if you're going to chase, the police must be at the level where they can make an informed decision. So next
Right.
time that bad man Darby a drive by road and probably see the police car, up be gone. So thank you, no think so. I know
Yeah,
I'm,
and
I'm taking up, yes.
I think that that's a valid point that you have made. For us at the Transport Authority, we understand that the public transportation system is such that if you have an illegal operator, that illegal operator will be cycling through the system, meaning you will see them day in, day out. So if
Exactly.
we see them today and we observe a particular behavior, we don't have to chase our block to
Right.
apprehend those operators. We have undercover investigations or operations that we do in plain clothes, and we have a number of other strategies that we can utilize to nab that operator. Hence, we don't need to chase or block to deal with a situation. We
Right.
know the offense and we know that that operator will turn up back in the public transportation system.
But I must tell you that my listener supporters are supporting that many of these drivers need to be removed permanently from the system. Why we can't remove them? Because they are a menace.
Well, we do have a system for revocation and suspension of licenses. There is a
Yes.
revocation committee that meets. There is a process though, so there will have to be a number of offenses committed and convictions done. And then we look at that situation and we make a recommendation, which we can do in the courts also for the revocation or suspension of the license. But even prior to that, Vernon, once we observe certain types of behaviors and we are
Yes.
able to note the license plates of the vehicle, we call in the owners of the vehicles and we issue warnings to them, notifying them of what is happening with the vehicles. Because oftentimes the operators of the vehicles are not the owners of the
But they
vehicles.
can't manage it. It doesn't matter. It's clear to me that they can manage it. You have two solutions. Either that they be removed completely from the system. The public has had it. We cannot take it anymore. And we have some people in media and some commentators. It seems to me that they are defending what is wrong. You have bent somewhat. You're not going to chase them. But what we need, them out of the system. And going to court for this is a waste of time. I think your organization ought to have the authority and the internal processes to make a decision which should not take 2 days. If somebody run away from the police, there should be no if now but. The next minute, they have to come in for a meeting, they're suspended immediately, they are tried and they're removed from the system immediately. If they continue to drive, then what I'd like to hear now is that you put them in prison for like 10, 15 years. And you wipe them out.
Persons have various views on the matter. We do have an internal system to conduct the revocation and suspension of the licenses. We do have to take offenses to court for convictions because we do not operate our own internal system for that. While we can issue notifications and warnings, we do have to, by law, take the matters to court. So we follow the legal
Let me ask you a question.
guidelines.
So you issue the license, or is the court which issues the license?
The Transport Authority issues the license based on the law.
And you're saying the license has to be revoked by the court?
No, I didn't say the license has to be revoked by the court, but I'm saying the offenses have to be proven and the convictions gained in court.
No, I'm not talking about conviction now. License to operate a public transportation vehicle.
No, man, we issue the licenses.
So I'm saying,
when you get onto revocation and suspension, you're talking about the livelihoods of people. So you have to have a system that is.
No, I know that. I know that.
Right.
You have to think about the livelihood of people, but they are not thinking about the livelihood of those who take the public transportation system. So I'm saying it is clear to me that the public is fed up. What needs to happen when they are guilty and you try them, you revoke that license immediately. And what we need to happen, we cannot allow transportation. This is above your pay grade now. We can allow every Dick, Tom, and Harry for the road to pick up people. So what's happening in Moran Bay? The people are happy. This is not above your, I know this is a political thing, so those above will have to answer to that one. The only thing I love you to lobby at your point now is that when somebody doesn't comply, they're rude to your inspectors, they must be suspended immediately. Pending revocation.
As I said, there must be some due diligence system in place.
Yes, but I agree. No, I agree.
So once we do the due diligence, we're good. We can move to revocation.
I don't have no problem with due diligence. So my problem, I want to see the due diligence working so that they end up that some of them are removed from our street. It is a crisis.
We look at it in two ways. We look at it that some people can be transformed, and we look at it that some people need to be removed. So what we are doing now is we've done a knowledge, attitudes, and practices survey some time ago, thanks to CARMAC's assistance, and we have looked at behavior change programs for the public transportation operators. So there are persons who you can redeem in the system, and we need to do that. We have a training program that is part of that approach to redemption, and many operators have been coming on stream. We are doing out of town outreach activities so that we can go into the townships, get them trained, get them to understand the standards, and let them now be able to provide a better level of service to the commuting public.
Well, sorry to disappoint you. Vernon Darby has no patience. You could have trained me till judgment come. You could have sent me to 1 million courses. I'm still not going to have any patience because that is my nature. You have drivers out there who have been socialized, their background, their family background, they are aggressive, then take out their machine. I get all these pictures. Let me tell you, let them change, take them out of the system, let them change. And if you are convinced that they have changed, then you put them back into the system. We can't have them in the system. And then they tell lie upon you and make you look bad. And we continue to have them. And when we continue to have them now, we hope that they are changed. No, I say remove them first, let them prove themselves, then we admit them back in. We are in a crisis and the public suffering. And I'm concerned about the Moran Bay, you have the JUTC bus going now. Bus is going, I think so. It's Moran Bay. This is not for you, no, but we have to be careful and monitor what is happening because I have no doubt that many of them are not interested in that operation being successful. That's why we need cameras all over the place. I am convinced that you guys are doing your job. So those in the media and those out there have been following this organization, stop, spread lies and rubbish. And not everybody come to you, you're going to run and sing the same Sankey. Because what you're doing, you're encouraging indiscipline in our society. If you notice, I'm very strong this morning. I'm being just like the commuters out there. They are annoyed, they are fed up, and I'm just transmitting it to you. I hope I've done so very well. But it's not your fault completely.
Okay. But Vernon, also for commuters, we have an app We have the TravelPal app that they can use to identify legal vehicles. So the vehicle that was being used by the students was an illegally operated vehicle. We encourage the parents to download the TravelPal app rather on the children's phone. Let them learn how to check the vehicle and go into legally operated public transportation vehicles. There's also a Drive Safe Jamaica app where persons can post images of, any behavior that they think public transport operators have been doing that is inappropriate and not lawful. They can post it on the app. We now have an investigative unit, which Vernon, I don't think that unit was in place the last time we spoke, but we now have a fully equipped, trained by CMU investigative unit. They have a WhatsApp line. It's 876-355-3236. And of course, we have our regular WhatsApp numbers 279-8514 and 551-8196. So persons can always reach out to us, share information. If they have complaints, they can share it. Our investigative unit will go out and do the investigation. So we are committed to protecting public transportation operations and the safety of the commuting public. We just ask that the commuting public continue to partner with us. And, I just hope that there's more responsible journalism as we go forward for, when we don't have the facts, wait until we have the facts. Yes, it is still early days yet, so we await the investigation from the police and the outcome of the Transport Authority's internal investigation. But based on initial reports, it does not seem that we were really involved in the manner in which people were saying at all.
But it's easier not to believe you and not to believe the police. So the good Lord help you. Thank you very much. In the meantime, I am doing my little bit, and I have tried to wake up the people because many of us are fast asleep. We cuss and we quarrel out there, we cuss everybody, but we fail to record and send in reports. If I get them, I pass them on to you, and I must tell you them, when I pass them on to the boss, before him can even say, I read it, he acts immediately. So people out there, if you don't make the report, Petra Keenan tell you, and you love it, and you hug it up, sit down there and take it. And I talk about poor people. You must get up and stand up and wake all the man them. You must be leaders. You must get up and see to that we have a better transportation system. We're not a man for, eh? You just say you're a man, that's how you prove that you're a man. You must lead and look after the ladies and look after the children. So when they ill-treat the children and the ladies, you make a report, take your pictures, send it in, all right?
Thank you
boy,
so
is
much,
that we take over the program for you, but I am so upset with what is happening. A final word from you, and you have to come back.
Well, yeah, definitely we will. Just want to encourage everybody to use legal public transportation, and where there are any offenses that they detect, report it to the Transport Authority. Our WhatsApp number 551-8196, investigation unit 355-3236.
And I want to thank you very much, Petra Keane. Oh, you're always willing to come on, a public servant who is always willing to talk to the people. Petra Keane Williams, General Manager, Human Resource Management and Administration. You have a wonderful day. I know how you work, but I know how you look like a young girl. See, because you work not easy. Take care. All the best.
Thank you.
And you have a wonderful day.
You too.